Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is Nur Atika binti Muhammad Akram. I am supervised by Madam Nuri Haryani Moulton. This video is specially made for Sir Muhammad Zuhalmi Muhammad Yunus. Factors that influence dengue awareness among residents. Case study in Taman Perbadanan Islam Datin Halimah, Johor Bahru, Johor. In this video, I will briefly explain to you about 10 main contents. Firstly is the research background, problem statement following by research question and research objectives, conceptual framework, hypothesis, research method, finding, research recommendation, research limitation, and last but not least is the conclusion. Research background. Mosquitoes are a deadliest animal in the world since they kill millions of people in a year due to dengue and malaria. Dengue fever, also called as plague-borne fever, is a mosquito-borne infection that causes a severe flu-like illness, and there are 4 types of viruses that can cause dengue fever, all of which spread by a certain type of mosquito. 3 key determinants were used in this study as the factors that may influence dengue awareness among residents: gender, educational background, and occupation. This study aims to identify the relationship between those factors and dengue awareness among residents in Taman Perbadanan Islam Datin Halimah, Johor Bahru, Johor. Dengue fever in Malaysia has been reported in major cities, but the most cases reported in Selangor, Johor, Federal Territory of Kuala Lumpur and Federal Territory of Putrajaya. However, the most fatal cases are reported in Johor for the past few years. In year 2020, Johor has reported 43 fatal cases of 11,622 dengue cases in Johor. Scott and Morrison stated that vector control and surveillance are still the mainstay of dengue prevention strategies, since there is no specific treatment for disease and vaccination remains a non-viable option. Thus, knowledge is being highlighted as one of the factors that influences the rising case of dengue fever. Somehow, knowledge is clearly related to educational background and also the occupation of the person who is expected to be more aware on the current issue or situation circulating around them. Next are research question and research objective. Research questions are developed for better understanding for the study on the factors that influence dengue awareness among residents in Taman Perbadanan Islam Datin Halimah, Johor Bahru, Johor. In this study, there are 3 research objectives. Firstly is to identify the factors that influence dengue awareness among residents. It comes with 1 research question. What are the factors that influence dengue awareness among residents in Taman Perbadanan Islam Datin Halimah, Johor Bahru, Johor? Second research objective is to investigate the relationship between factors that influence dengue awareness among residents. It comes with 3 research questions. Firstly is, what is the relationship between gender and educational background factors influence dengue awareness? What is the relationship between gender and occupation factors that influence dengue awareness? What is the relationship between educational background and occupation factors that influence dengue awareness? Last research objective is to identify the most significant factors that influence dengue awareness among residents. It comes with 1 research question, that is, what is the most significant factors that influence dengue awareness among residents? Next is conceptual framework. Conceptual framework states that the dengue awareness has a connection with 3 independent variables, which are gender, educational background, and occupation. Null hypothesis 1. There is no significant relationship between gender and dengue awareness. Alternative hypothesis 1. There is significant relationship between gender and dengue awareness. Null hypothesis 2. There is no significant relationship between educational background and dengue awareness. Alternative hypothesis 2. There is significant relationship between educational background and dengue awareness. Null hypothesis 3. There is no relationship between occupation and dengue awareness. Alternative hypothesis 3. There is significant relationship between occupation and dengue awareness. Research method. Quantitative method used as the research design. Sampling technique used is stratified random sampling. A set of questionnaire used consisting of closed-ended question for data collection. Unit of analysis, the residents of Taman Perbadanan Islam Datin Halimah Johor Bahru Johor. Sample size, the total of 250 residents in Taman Perbadanan Islam Datin Halimah Johor Bahru Johor. The respondent chosen were 148 according to Kershi and Morgan table. Data analysis used, descriptive statistics, person correlation, and multiple regression. So now let us move to findings. There are a total of 148 respondents for this study. There are 42 male respondents with the percentage of 28.4. Meanwhile, 106 respondents are female with 71.6%. There are 5 categories for the age groups: 19 years old and below, 3 respondents with 2%, 20 until 29 years old, 29 respondents, 19.6%, 30 to 39 years old, 75 respondents, 50.7%, 40 until 49 years old, 25 respondents, 19.6%, 50 years old and above, 16 respondents, 10.6%. Next one is the occupation. Full-time worker, 124 respondent, 83.8%. Part-time worker, 4 respondent, 2.7%. Housewife, 11 respondents, 7.4%. Unemployed, 9 respondents, 6.1%. For the marital status, married respondents are 106, 73.0%. Single respondents are 35 respondents, 23.6%. Lastly is the divorced. The respondent consists of single mother and single father. 5 respondents, 3. Highest education level. PMR qualification, 4 respondents, 2.7%. SPM qualification, 30 respondents, 20.3%. Diploma, Advanced Diploma, STPM, 53 respondents, 35.8%. Bachelor degree holder, 55 respondents, 37.2%. Master degree holder, 5 respondents, 3.4%. None of the above, 1 respondent, 0.7%. Family members living together in the house, none, 2 respondents, 1.4%. 1 person, 7 respondents, 4.7%. 2 people, 22 respondents, 14.9%. 3 people, 26 respondents, 17.6%. 4 people, 38 respondents, 25.7%. 5 people, 30 respondents, 20.3%. 6 people, 11 respondents, 7.4%. 7 people, 5 respondents, 3.4%. 8 people, 3 respondents, 2.0%. 10 people, 4 respondents, 2.7%. Lastly is the household monthly income. Below 1,000 ringgit, 7 respondents, 4.7%. 1,001 ringgit until 2,499 ringgit, 23 respondents, 15.5%, 2,500 until 5,000 ringgit, 81 respondent, 54.7%. Above 5,000 ringgit, 37 respondents, 25%. Objective 1. To identify the factors that influence dengue awareness among residents. The analysis used is mean descriptive. Gender marks the highest value of mean with 4.17. Objective 2. To investigate the relationship between the factors that influence dengue awareness among residents. Analysis used is person correlation. The highest R value is gender 0.77. Alternative hypothesis 1 is successfully accepted and null hypothesis 1 is successfully rejected for gender. Next one is the R value for educational background 0.58. Alternative hypothesis 2 is successfully accepted and null hypothesis 2 is successfully rejected for educational background. Lastly is the occupation. R value is negative 0.39. Null hypothesis 3 is successfully accepted. Alternative hypothesis 3 is successfully rejected for occupation. Objective 3. To identify the most significant factors that influence the dengue awareness among residents. Analysis used is multiple regression. The highest beta value is 0.81 for gender and the second highest is 0.72 for educational background. Therefore, gender is the most significant factors that influence dengue awareness among residents. Research recommendation. Firstly is the head of community. In this small community of 250 population, the head of community able to take actions on ways to prevent the dengue fever within this residential area by organizing weekly cleaning activities by involving all the age group of residents. By doing this, the community would be more aware on curbing this endemic. On the other hand, the Public Health Office shall join forces with the head of community. Therefore, the government policies and act in preventing dengue would be taken seriously by the residents. Monthly and annually programs shall be conducted from time to time with a proper management methods and more comprehensive way of delivering the information, services and assistance. Nowadays, the authorities should have figured out what is the most effective ways to ensure that the resident able to cooperate in task forces to eliminate and get rid of Aedes. Research limitation. There are several limitations available during this study. The first limitation is in the scope of the study where it was conducted in Taman Perbadanan Islam Datin Halimah Johor Bahru Johor. Therefore, future research can be made in Johor Bahru area because this area has very high numbers of dengue cases. Also, future research can also be made in other areas of state in Malaysia such as Selangor and the Federal Territory of Kuala Lumpur because they also have a large number of dengue cases reported. Next, the limitation of this study are the study only used 3 variables to identify the factors that influence dengue fever. Therefore, perhaps future researcher may add up the variables. The future researcher may add up new variables such as behavior and attitude. Last but not least is the limitation of the survey due to COVID-19 pandemic across the country. Questionnaire cannot be handled physically. Thus, another alternative was being used, which is the Google form that were distributed through WhatsApp and emails. Overall, based on the findings on the profile of respondents, the study finds out that most of the higher level of educational background is more aware on dengue fever. Next, the study discovered that dengue awareness is highly influenced with gender and educational background, as most of the respondents are aware of what to do to prevent and to avoid dengue fever within the house and the residential areas. There is lower relationship on occupation. This study provides research recommendation and future proposal in order to provide new insight and knowledge to effectively combat dengue fever. That's all from me. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum and bye-bye.